Hello, welcome to a VO's Journey. My name is Anthony, and this show right here is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that this guy seems to step on. I'm very excited about today's video because we need to discuss what you should be doing right now as a voice actor, okay? Especially going into December, January, February. If you've been in voiceover for any period of time, all right, then you know what I'm talking about. If you're just getting into voiceover, typically, and of course there's always outliers, but typically during December, January, and some into February, that's a little bit slower, right? Marketers, advertisers, promoters have spent a lot of money on Black Friday. They've already had their budget spent for Christmas, and so a lot of that work slows down. Now, that doesn't mean that other things don't keep going, right? I mean, there's always audiobooks. There's always a variety of different. There's always a need for voicemails. I mean, there's still a need for voiceovers, of course, but typically we see a little bit of slowdown over the next couple of months. So, in order to combat that as voice actors, we need to make sure that we are constantly and consistently doing this one thing nonstop, no matter what. And I'm going to tell you what you need to do to make it even more worthwhile. All right? No matter what, you must keep auditioning. You must keep submitting proposals. You must keep auditioning, whether it's audiobooks, whether it's commercials, whatever the jobs are, you must keep auditioning. This is key. You should be doing at least 10 to 20 auditions a day. Now, I've often talked on my channel about how part of me loves auditioning, part of me doesn't like auditioning. Okay? Of course, I mean, who wants to just audition for hours and hours? Okay? However, the part that's smart, hopefully, all right, tells me too that these are active lookers, active buyers who are auditioning people. You're going to win way less than you audition for. But the point is that it is the fastest way to get yourself in front of active buyers. All right. Now there's lots of platforms to audition on. Some are free. Most of them are paid. All right. And we know those platforms like Voice123 and VoiceRealm and Bodago and Voices.com and these different places. We know these websites that are paid to audition. But the key here is that we should be auditioning. ACX is another website that's free. All right. And some are going to pay better than others. Some websites, right? Like we know the ACX, they're audiobooks. It's not going to be a lot of money, but it's work and work that can help lead to other work. Okay. Auditioning is key. We should be getting at least 10 to 20 auditions in a day. Your auditions should be taking you, and this is the second part of this, and this is key. Please listen to this. You should not be auditioning per request longer than 5 to 10 minutes max. That should be the extent of the length it takes you to audition. From the time you pull up the audition, read the audition, edit it, submit it, it should be less than 10 minutes. It should be closer to 5 minutes. This is key because if you think about it, if you break that down, let's say it's taking you half an hour to do one audition. Okay, 10 auditions would then take you, what? Like, how long is that? What, 5 hours? I mean, like, that's just not feasible, right? I mean, you can't make any money doing that. So, that's just too long. So what we have to do is we have to get these down to 5 to 10 minutes long. This means that you're going to have to do a couple things. One, you're going to have to let go that fear of not being perfect, that fear of, rejection. You got to let it go. The key here is to play the numbers game. Do your very best. Yes, we want to do our very best, but part of our auditioning is understanding, right, that we have to get in front of as many people, many opportunities as we can to get that voiceover work. If we don't, we are going to fall behind and not be able to keep up the inflow of work that we want to make any decent amount of money. And you have to think too that just this is like it's like a snowball. It's a snowball effect, right? Because once you audition one day, it doesn't mean that you're going to get that feedback or get that job that day. That job may come in a week or may come in 2 weeks, right? Like you never know what time that's going to come. So this is a one thing leads to another, and it's a part of what you do. And if you make sure that you are auditioning, all right, in that in that speedy fashion, okay, you're going to be able to get through a lot more auditions a lot quicker and be able to do whatever else you want to do. All right. Here's a little tip. When you're auditioning, I do this sometimes, I'll pull up multiple tabs, and the multiple tabs will be different auditions. I'll set up my DAW and I'll go in there and I'll go from each tab one to the other and I'll do my auditions. Okay. I'll hit the edit button quick, send it, bam, I'm done. I was able to do a whole bunch and way less than maybe 5 minutes on each one because I've prepped it, right? Like I'm doing a bulk type of thing. Okay. And here's the thing. The thing is that you could say, well, if you do it that way, you won't have time to put as much effort into the audition. Okay. I'm going to concede that that's possibly true to an extent. But the problem is that where do we draw the line from the diminishing returns, right? Like how long will we give us before we know that we're spending all this time, and the likelihood that we're actually going to get that job, whether we spend an hour or 5 minutes, is still very small. So that means that the less time we spend, it's going to actually increase the amount of percentage that we have of getting a job. Okay, because we can do more and get in front of people more. And here's the thing that you have to understand too. A lot of times I think many of us feel like if we don't get work and we're auditioning and stuff, then we're the problem, right? Like our acting is the problem. Could that be the case? It could be. But a lot of times what's really the case is you do not fit what they are looking for at that moment. Okay? And a lot of times you're not going to get the exact direction that they really want, because a lot of times they don't know exactly what they want. They've got a feeling. They want it, they want a feeling, or they've got something in their mind that they can't explain. So they'll put down a couple directions. You'll do your best. And if you match it, that's great. But a lot of it is sheer happenstance that you were in the right place at the right time, doing those auditions, getting in front of that person, and you happen to match the feeling that they were looking for. Does that make sense to you? So you have to understand a lot of it is not you. A lot of it is not you, right? I always said, I'm when I was an actor on the stage, I was never going to play, a 6'5" basketball player. I'm sure I'm only 5'8". Right? I'm not going to be that. I'll never be that tall. So I'm just not going to play that part. Has nothing to do with how wonderful of an actor I am. Okay. It's just, that's just not the part that I'm playing because I'm not 6'5". Okay, the point I'm trying to make, and I'm okay with that. The point is that because there's all kinds of other roles, but you have to get yourself in front of them. All right. Listen, I hope this video is kind of get you kind of in that mindset of letting go. And I want to say too, it's going to be uncomfortable. I want to say this in all honesty. It's going to be uncomfortable at first to do bulk actions, to get yourself out there and be like, I just don't know if this is going to work right for me because, I don't feel like I'm doing the very best I can. And you're going to really get nervous and you're not going to want to hit the send button. You're not going to want to move forward. What I press upon you is force yourself, get a timer, put a timer on your phone and say, this is how long I'm giving myself. I'm only giving myself 7 seconds to do this audition. What you'll find is that alarm will go off and be like, gosh, this is impossible. So then your job is to work through over and over and over again, work through how you are going to make that happen, right? What you're going to do in order to make that work to where you do get in 7 seconds. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you also take a moment, check out the link below for a VO's Journey Elite Academy. We've got an amazing new curriculum that we're launching in January for an incredible year. Just so much to offer for you to help you to be that support, to be that person who, or that group that offers you that offers you that accountability. We need accountability in this time, right? We need someone to be like, hey, did you do that? Hey, let's take a look at what you did. Hey, remember, you can do it. You can do it. You need that accountability. All right. That's something that we feel very strongly about in the VO's Journey Lead Academy, is that accountability and being there to support you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Audition, audition, audition. Do it now. Do not stop. And it will help you mitigate this time of the year where we see a little bit less work. All right. Have a good one. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.